seeing if I can get everything to work out right. All right, so apparently here this is a much better situation. I'm going to see if I can switch you guys. All right, here we go. Much better, much better, much better. Hey guys, so I'm in the process right now of setting this up. I had some technical difficulties before you all came on. I appreciate your patience with me. All right, much better. And I even have everything set up just so y'all can see. All right, so I do have a computer set up so I can hear you. Um, what's going on, Bull Gear? How are you, brother? Uh, there we go. So I'm hoping it works. Not sure what the hang up is. Good. We'll just keep it rolling. Um, so I wanted to kind of go over some of the strengths and some of the weaknesses of the TRX platform. Now, sorry, I kind of got to sit so I can still be in frame, but we'll make it work. In front of me, I have a TRX-4 Sport. It's relatively untouched. You know, for my reputation, it is what it is, but it really is pretty much stock. Um, Here, I have a 6x6, and I've had enough done to it. It's definitely completely capable. So I really kind of want to start off with one or two things that Traxxas does that's great. First, one of the things that they do is great is their plastic. Um, these stock drive shafts, as you can see on my 6x6, it's stock front and rear. They've held up to 4S. Um, oh man, bull gear going to Brooklyn. Good luck. Be safe. Um, they've held up to 4S, no questions asked. You see, I got a 3S battery. Magically, this is where I put for crawling. If I'm going to be for bashing, I do tend to have it back here. It's a little bit better of a weight for setting out shenanigans. So one of the things that I really like about this particular truck is the placement. On the 6x6, the motor is definitely farther forward, and this thing climbs like a beast. No questions asked, it climbs like a beast. It's amazing. One thing, though, that I really want to get at that they do well, and I'm not even going to touch on the electronics because Traxxas electronics are what they are. I want to touch on bearings. This is one of the weak points about either any one of these trucks are the factory bearings. Now, here I have a TRX-4 transmission and transfer case. The biggest issue that I have come across on these is the bearing that goes here for this output shaft, the bearing that goes in for the input shaft, and the bearing that goes for the front output shaft. This is when the transmission sits like this. Here's your spur, and you have a drive shaft that gets attached to right here. Okay, and it comes out. And also the bearing that sits right here. Now, this you have so much water, dirt, and grime. The front output shaft is not even funny. And you get the same thing with here at the spur. It is not. Oh no, spinning the wheel of death. Let me try and go switch from my Wi-Fi to my data. Give me a second. All right, let's see if this works better. I'm using my data now, which thankfully I have unlimited data. Um, we're gonna see where this goes. Okay. All right. All right. Back. I'm just got a computer over here so I can see as you talk, Bulgir. All right. Awesome. Thank you. So the biggest thing that I found going back to it are bearings. Um, I happen to have earned a few gift certificates to Boca bearings, and so I chose and I look. What I did was I took the schematic of the transmission in the TRX-4, and I figured out which of the bearings that I've replaced the most. Through my videos, you guys have seen I've beat the living crap out of these trucks, and that's why I keep going back into them because this is the weak point. Um, and this is what I'm going to address. So my goal is to, by the end of this discussion, is to explain how to bulletproof this truck, or grenade. How about MJ proof? I think that's better. So what do I do? What did I come up with? Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. These things are expensive. So what I did, using that schematic, I went online and I procured some Boca bearings. These are the high-end ones. These are ceramic. So part numbers 143420, and it comes in a quantity of 4. These should be able to take care of these output bearings on this transmission. Okay, yep, they all line up. That takes care of one transmission, right? Those are the 4 major points that tend to fail. Also, what I have found that fails is the inner bearing on the portal. Well, you go through here, boom, they come in a quantity of 10. Part number 143424. Okay, so these are the 2 part numbers that I really want to address right here, right off the bat. Okay, I'm going to bring this closer. Part number 143420 and part number 143424, which are these. Right there, those 2 sets of bearings are not going to be cheap. If you have a gift certificate you've earned, please use it. But that right there will help this whole truck run considerably better, because that's where the mud, that's where the nastiness come in, are right here and also right here. If the other, you notice I have one other set of different type of bearings. I'm just kind of going through because when I ordered a lot. Here we go. I also ordered part number 143494. These are actually going to be some of the bearings that are inside the portal housing. Okay, I've had 2 of those go on me, and a lot of it stems from this one going, and then this should take care of the outer portal. I'm gonna tell you guys, they are expensive. Right here in these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 packs, this is $150 worth of bearings if you were to buy at street price. Probably a little bit more, but I was blessed enough to have earned some gift certificates that really offset the cost significantly. So yeah, so that takes care of that. The other weak point that I have found on the TRX doesn't exist on a Sport. Okay, so a lot of people I've seen, I'm going to take 2 seconds to address this. I've seen quite a few people asking, well, what's the difference between the Sport and, a standard TRX-4? Okay, recovery strap, anybody? And you can see this is actually the original Wrecker RC Sport body. And this is the first one that I went off off a waffle from a buddy of mine over at this YouTube channel. Check him out. I gotta throw some love to him because he's a great dude. He's a personal friend of mine too. Just one more time because America. Okay. The big thing you don't see here is going to be lockers. Here on the fronts, these are all locked across the board. Okay, that's the first big difference. And actually, that's the second weak point that I'm going to address is something with the lockers. And I'll explain that in a minute. And outside of that, the motor, the ESC from the factory, the servo are all going to be the same. Nothing super crazy. I don't even, actually, this is ironically, I think, a factory servo. This thing still hasn't died. I'm surprised. That's why I carry an extra one. Shocks are the same. All the plastic's the same. You might get a slightly different rear body mount, whether you get the Sport or the Blazer Bronco. And the bumpers are going to be a little different just because it is what it is. But on this particular truck, okay, I'm going to bring her a little bit closer. The biggest issue that I've had, you can actually see right here. This is going to be the locker cable. Now, I'm actually going to address that right here live with one major thing. I'm going to use some silicone water-resistant lubricant. Not the standard WD-40, which gets the stuff out. This also is an actual lubricant. Remember, this is metal. Now, I had talked to a buddy of mine at Hobby Hanger, and I was having this problem. Whenever I would engage the servo, this would almost bend as a Z. So, when I asked him, he's like, do your lockers. Throw this in there, throw a little lubricant, take care of business. So that's actually what I'm going to do to every one of these that you see here. Now, because these are amazing, I highly recommend them, okay, because they have an adjustable clutch that you can take care of it. This is a 12 volt. It's not a fuel, but it's a 12 volt Milwaukee. You can buy the batteries on Amazon. This one's a little harder to get out because it's still new, but this thing has amazing. It's not super heavy, and it's pretty ergonomic. Just like any other thing, it's also got a battery output. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to back out this screw. Okay, because I'm going to do this piece of the maintenance live. Now, I also have good old magnet, so I don't lose this screw. Okay, and I'm also going to take off this. Now, what I'm going to do is take my WD-40 and carefully get her in there. Okay. It's going to take a minute. Just be patient with it. I actually might be best off to start to actually get this thing lubricated correctly. I'm going to turn this on and actually work that front locker. Okay? My goal is to get this lubricated properly. Okay? Sometimes you have to spend a little extra time to do the job right. So that's what I'm going to do. Well, and if this falls off and I mishit the throttle, well, y'all will at least be entertained. That's a guarantee. Okay. Now you guys can understand why this thing does hill climbs so well. Oh, no! Hey, what's going on, guys? I've got the buffering. All right, so apparently it's still good. I was just going to check. Let's try and hit this back. All right. So since we're still live, apparently, and it's giving you the buffering issue of death, I'm gonna plug her in. Turn it on. Let's do a quick little. All right, here we go. Good. We're good to go. All right. So I guess my computer's being ridiculous, but that's okay. We'll make it work. All right, so what I'm going to do is work my locker. Oh, that's the other locker. That's okay. I'm going to do that one next. All right, so I have the front locker, and we are going to work it. I'm going to put this one back in. Okay, put this in. Boom. You can actually see how it's binding up. That's bad. Because it's not supposed to bind. Apparently, this is being ridiculous. All right, so I'm gonna have to take a look at that one. I think I'm having a little more of an issue. I might actually take that one apart. But you can actually see on this one as well, I'm having the same downside. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this back off. All right. So apparently I was having some buffer. Hey, what's going on, Evan? Jerry, I see you. Island brother. Hey, what's going on? I know a bunch of you guys actually know each other, not only in person but also just in the RC community. So it's good to see you guys having a different chat. So you shenanigans. All right. Anyway, I digress. So I see the same exact problem happening down here. So I'm going to work this rear locker here. It's being stupid. Don't we all know how we love our Traxxas products? So if it won't come out, because most of us experience this problem, trusty set of pliers. Aha, got it. All right, so you can actually feel here how it doesn't quite want to move. I wonder if that part of that is across the board. That's what I'm thinking. I got a little bit bigger of a problem. Maybe there's a little too much grease in here. Or maybe it's a situation where I need to put this back in, put this back on, put this screw on. Now, when you put the screw on, you do not want it super tight. You just want it barely snug. So just enough to hold it. And you can see that this one's being a little ridiculous. And I think part of it is my servo here is going. And I actually have a servo here to fix that. Okay. Yep. You can actually see this being ridiculous. And you can see where this is binding up. Let's see if it'll unlock through pressure. I know it wants to climb, right? So it does not want to unlock. Okay? And that's a big issue. And I'm experiencing the same thing in the front. So there's something that's actually catching inside the differential. Now, I know that I built these, rebuilt these across the board, so I know the bearings are solid. So that's telling me I need to actually take the front of this differential apart and figure out what's going on. I have a feeling that it's something simple, but again, I have a feeling. I can't prove it. So, with that, that's the other major thing that you need to take care of is exactly this. It's just making sure that nothing is too tight. This may be too loose, too tight. I don't know. Yep, because you can see it on the actual here. This actually wants to work. Okay, it's trying to, and it's not allowing it to. So that's telling me there's something binding inside. Okay, so know your truck, learn your truck, trust your truck. That's my biggest things. And until you learn it, you can't be able to work on it appropriately. Hey, what's going on, Leprechaun? Boringly. Cable. That's exactly it. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to take care of this, guys. And I will come back and I'll report to you guys what's going on. Unless you really want to watch me live and fix this, I have no problems doing that. So that said, we're going to do it. Well, we're going to find out, Matt. Because since I got the time, you got the money, and I got this off. Gonna unplug it. We're gonna find out. All right, yeehaw, guys, yeehaw. All right, that should be here. Okay, no, we're good. That's why these things are sweet. So what I did was I took out the first two. I'm taking out the axle. By the way, this thing is a pain in the butt to get on. I'm not going to lie to you. And then what I'm going to do from here to make sure that I can access my axle appropriately is get a little froggy, come inside the wheel. And this is why I like the non-stock wheels. And so I don't have to take the wheel off to work on it. Leave that there. Boom. Then if I really, really, really want to, you can do exactly the same thing on the opposite side. Okay. Now I'm going to leave this as is here because those are actually lined up. So I don't have to mess with that. So I'm going to do the same thing on the over here. Actually, I'm going to take out that's going to fall out anyway. There it goes. Boom. So I'm taking out that fourth bolt to get the pumpkin cover off. Okay, that's loose. She should come out. She should. Okay, make sure that's all good. Here. All right. Let's see what we got. All right, so doesn't look like it's packed too full of grease. Actually, it just looks like there's just a little extra, but not too much. Yeah, it does not want to shift though. She's locked and she does not want to shift. So I wonder if there's a little bit bigger of an issue than what I originally thought. Bring this in here. Yeah, well, we're at that point. May as well. This is the only downside to this particular situation right here. Oh, 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 oh. Uh-oh. That's not good. Oh well. Well, so I'll do it like this. Okay. That'll simplify things. So let's see what's going on with this axle. And of course I got this one right here. I'm pulling it. I already pulled the cover. Shush your face. I am not working too hard. See? Done. Alright, so I think the issue is a little bit more. Maybe whenever I put this back together, it might have bound wrong. Okay, so that just went flying. We'll find out in a minute. Okay. So here's my question. Yeah, it doesn't feel right. Chili doesn't feel right. Hmm. Okay, so I've had one other issue, a weird issue, in the past where little extra axle stuff got inside here, but that doesn't seem to be the issue. Little dirt got in where it pivots. That does not seem to be the issue. It's actually very clean. Okay, so if you look in here, sometimes dirt gets inside here and does not allow that to move. So that said, oh yeah. So Matt, you were wrong. I love saying this when the leprechaun's wrong. Boom. Okay. So what's going to end up probably having to happen is I'm going to end up having to replace this particular piece right here. It's not moving. It got bound up. That said, it's actually pretty straightforward and pretty easy because I have a spare couple up in my up in the house. But so what had happened was from dirt and grime getting inside this here, it actually bent. Is not allowing this to shift properly, and it's binding. That's the issue. Because you can see where this got all kinked up, and as much as I want it to work, probably not going to, because there's very unlikely to become smooth. Okay, I'm going to do the exact same thing down here. All right, maybe I was wrong. Actually seems pretty smooth. Yep, that seems plenty smooth there. Ah, Jerry, it's never been abused. Yeah, you and I both know that's that's a lie. All right, so I'm gonna put a little more on here because this is a lubricant. Here's my fear though. as I abuse this, that's probably gonna break. All right, boom. Put it back together. Now, where did that clip go? We are going to move the truck, move some stuff because I heard it hit. Not sure where it went, but I heard it. Did it go down here? All right. No, it did not. Swear that it hit over here. All right, move this piece by piece. I heard it hit. Either way, we can get most of this thing back together. So let me go ahead and put this in. By the way, I hope everybody's being safe. As Bulgir, you got to go back. You're in Brooklyn. Prayers, bro. Just be safe. Woohoo! All right, so let's pull this up. Go ahead and get this done. What's happening? Uh-huh. So, guys, be careful whenever you see with the locker, so that way you can see locked. Okay, so that feels like it's going to move. Just remember, this is just plastic, guys. Okay, I'm moving it from here. You got to make sure that clip's there, though. Okay, perfect. That's good. Let me put my cover back on. Take your time doing it. Oops, want these. We are going to use this. Why play around? I want to make sure that this is on 1, so that way I can listen to it as it goes in. Chew. No, Jerry, I don't need a Traxxas mechanic. I hate to say I'm probably a little better than a standard Traxxas mechanic. Okay, 2. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna put this one down here. And last one. Boom. Now if I can just find that stupid little C-clip, we'd be better off. That thing likes to go places, so please be careful with it. Because unlike me, you'll probably... Ah, I see it. Haha, we're good. Good. Alright, so, unlike me, you may lose it and not be able to find it. But I found my C-clip. All right. So we're gonna take a second, put this up, boom. See, clip this bad boy back together. Okay, almost in. This thing is because it's so small. It is not always the easiest, but yeah, and that's the issue. All right. So okay, so that is the issue, and now it won't move again. So maybe that secondary issue is there's a possibility that the actual piece right here is too tight. I'm going to loosen that. It's actually causing an issue. No, so here's what's happening. This bend is actually causing this to get bunched up. So that means I need to replace that gear. Not a problem, but that's that's what the issue is. I'm lucky enough in the rear that's not the issue because it is moving. It's just it just needs lubricated. And same with right here. It just needs lubricated. So I will be taking care of that. And that's really the biggest weak point of the TRX-6 is these lockers, not the servos, but the actual lockers themselves. They get filled with dirt. That's what happens. So that said, you guys have questions, comments, concerns, please, talk to me. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you let me know. So some of us those of us who are harder on our trucks are going to have this problem probably more often than others, because this should go in and out. So that's telling me that this bend is causing the issue. It shouldn't be. So I'm looking at it. It should not be. There's no reason that this issue should exist like this. So what I'm going to do is take this back off. I'm wondering if there's something else. I wonder if there's dirt that unknowingly got where the pivot is. It's possible. It's very possible. Because that's locked. And this should unlock on its own. See, look. I should be able to unlock that. No, that's loose. So it's the cable. Interesting. So the cable is causing all of these issues. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's good to know. Because that shouldn't be happening. So look, this here is being able to move without a question. And it wants to move. Now that's not in all the way. But I think the cable being bunched is not allowing it to actually do its job. Yep, that's the issue. Because I should be able to pull this forward and should be able to pop, but I don't want to pull it too far forward. So replacement here is what's going to happen. Sorry, Jerry. Once my brain gets thinking, sometimes my words don't come out as quickly and as efficiently as I'd like to. But all right, here's the solid solution. What I'm gonna have to do is call Hobby Hanger, get a locker cable for the front, and that should fix my issue. Those kinks are causing some issues inside here, and boom, that should be able to take care of everything. I'm going to kind of just put this cover on, so that way when I go up, I won't get any dirt into this, and I can go and see if I have any spare parts sitting at the house upstairs, and I can fix everything. So that's a minor detail. The biggest downside is if you have the same issue on the rear locker on this 6x6, just know that that cable is really long, and it's not something that you'd be able to find pretty easily. You're gonna have to go to your local hobby shop and get that squared away. Um, Jerry, I will call you when I can. Um, yeah, I'm a little bit frustrated, but that's okay. Um, if we weren't frustrated, we wouldn't have an opportunity to learn. Um, so that's what I'm going to take this truck as a learning opportunity. You guys have seen how I treat this thing. It is not nice. I'm going to have a seat here. Hey, what's up, Chris? You guys have seen how I treat this truck. It is, I mean, the undercarriage here can tell you the story. It is not nice. I am hard on this thing. Um, I just want to make sure you guys are able to fix and are able to get with the best possible solutions. I guess the only other thing that I'll need to do is once I put this thing back together, I will have to put some dielectric grease here on that Polar Pro and go from there. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead, sign off, go ahead and get that parts taken care of. And once I do, I will make sure that I post that up and maybe even do just a quick video on some swap out. I mean, it's really straightforward. You guys saw how this clip comes off, take it out, put a new one in, and go from there. It's not hard. Yeah, so also to get this off, by the way, you do need to twist this. That is a twist lock. So that actually might probably be the hardest thing because this is going to have to go through. So you guys have any questions, comments, concerns? Again, make sure you subscribe, say hi, let everybody know what's going on. Matt, Jerry, Chris, also Bull Gear, I saw you up there. Appreciate it. Thank you for coming in and talking to me. Yeah, guys, we will have some fun, and as life goes, you guys will see the 6x6 more often. Do not be surprised when you see this 6x6 at the Blue Rocks Family Campground participating in the Top Truck Challenge. I've done one or two of these, and I really like this truck for that. Thing's ready to roll. Yeah, it's ready to go. I'm ready to go. I really just want to have some fun and get out there and drive. Those of you that have to deal with whatever's going on, please be safe. Make good decisions. I'm not going to tell you what to do because that's not my job, and liberty is liberty. No, I'm not talking about the commercial. I am talking about actual liberty. And from there, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you soon. Have a good one. Please make sure you slam that like, punch that subscribe button as hard as you can, and see me and catch all the newest videos. I will get this done, and it will be good. All right, guys. Thanks. Have a great one. Have a good one, Island. Oh, no. Trying to go not live. Here we go.